Sorry, guys. Just sending the link out real quick. Second here. Probably shouldn't have gone live just yet, but won't take very long. Bear with me. What? Ooh, I'm doing something. Sorry. Dog. All right. Let's wait till we get a viewer or two. No one so far. 1 second. All right. Yeah, today was a little sloppy, guys. Sorry. There was some scheduling issues, so I'm just going to dive right in. And whoever can hops on. But if not, you can check this out after. First game of the night, obviously, Detroit and Orlando. Wrote about him in the article earlier today. I don't have much interest in this game, but Evan Fournier is probably the cheapest option that I would consider on the Orlando side for cash. Not that interested in him because his upside or his price is pretty accurate for what I expect for his point total to be tonight. On Detroit side, Ish Smith is a decent cash play. They got the backup point guard role again. So for 3,300 on DK, that's obviously should pretty safe. Allows you to fit some bigger guys in there. I don't have much interest in the Detroit big men. Just other places tonight. Next, we have Memphis and Milwaukee. Very slow game. I don't like to target Memphis ever, usually, unless they're going up against the Nets or something, in which case I'll target their big men. But obviously, the play is Harden tonight. It's hard to fit Harden in there with Giannis. So unless you want to fade Harden, I don't. There's no real reason to go for Giannis tonight. He is an MVP candidate, and he's kind of been matchup proof this year. So I'm not suggesting he's gonna have a bad night, but I prefer Harden right now. He's just unstoppable. Let's keep our eyes on Marc Gasol. He's questionable. If he does miss out tonight, then we will look to Jaren Jackson. J. Michael Green will probably get a bump into the starting lineup. But yeah, I mean, this is not the best game, so I would look elsewhere. And then there is the aforementioned James Harden that we just mentioned, Brooklyn versus Houston tonight. Even though he's 13K, it doesn't matter. He's unpriceable right now. He should be more than that with the way he's playing and the usage and everything. So Harden for me. And on Brooklyn side of things, they're getting healthier, so there's not as much value there as in the past. So I mean, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson's probably going to play tonight. Limits people like Ed Davis and Rodney Crook's upside. So stay focused on Harden in this one. And then obviously Houston big men we saw last game is a little crazy. You could kind of make the argument for Nene tonight in like a crazy GPP world just because of the matchup being there. But, he's old, very, very old. And he's only going to play like 15, 20 minutes, if that. So can't put that in cash lineups. Next, we have the Raptors and the Celtics. That'll be one of the more competitive games of the evening. It's probably the two best teams in the East, in my opinion. I think this is what the Eastern Conference Final will be down the road. I all respect to the Bucks too, but I still think these are the two teams to beat. They've been resting their guys all year. Kyrie's back tonight, and it should be full go for everyone on the Raptors. The last time these two teams played, it went to overtime, so it was a very high-scoring affair. But I still think tonight will be a good one. High-scoring, not as high-scoring as last time, overtime, but one of the better games tonight, where the stars will play, their full allotment of minutes, and you don't have to worry about blowouts. So that's always good. Moving on to the Dallas Spurs game, Derek White has been very consistent this year. So he's probably a safer cash play for the Spurs. Rudy Gay is returning, so I am not that interested in him until we see what type of minutes he'll be getting. Probably better next game. And then Dennis Smith on the Dallas side of things. He's been questionable a lot lately, but questionable again tonight. So we'll see what happens there. But if he's out, then it'll be a nice bump for Jalen Brunson and Barea too. Then we have the Cleveland versus Portland game. That's we'll keep our eyes open on Mo Harkless in late swap on DraftKings, because if he's out, then Evan Turner's in play. And then on the Cleveland side of things, Larry Nance is out, so Tristan Thompson should be set for a big night on the glass. But obviously Portland's a very good team. Cleveland's shorthanded, so there's always blowout potential for every Cavs matchup this season. But I mean, Tristan Thompson seems like a good play to me, especially in GPPs where you can take that risk. Moving on, next we have the Clippers and the Jazz game. Donovan Mitchell has been awesome, and the usage has been really, really high since all these injuries have hit them. But his price has also been jacked up, so there's not much upside at what his current price is, but he's good for GPP. Clippers have been really good this year, so this could be a fun matchup. And the Jazz are banged up, so I would say when a team like that is banged up, their identity changes a little bit. So even though they're a defensive team and a bit slower pace, that I wouldn't necessarily consider that the reason to fade them tonight. Joe Ingles, though, is probably the safest cash play in this one. While they're injured, he's another guy that's picking up the slack and with usage and the scoring, except his price isn't 9K like Donovan. And the Clippers are kind of expensive, so I'm personally not targeting any of them. But if you do have a game stack, obviously Tobias Harris is usually their guy. Moving on, we have New Orleans and the Warriors, probably the best game of the night. If you are interested in fading Harden for whatever reason, or you have a lot of lineups, you can obviously just pivot off to AD. Giannis is obviously the other option, but the matchup is much better for AD going against the Warriors. It's the champs. It's a day or 2 days before Boogie comes back, so I'm sure there'll be some emotions in this one. And NBA tends to have nights where guys try a little bit harder, and certain matchups where guys try a little bit harder. So I'm not suggesting AD is going to go so much harder tonight than usual, but the champs are in town. That always makes people usually play their best. And AD's already been killing it, like 30 and 13 for the last 4 straight games, with obviously all the peripheral stats that he so generously racks up for us. And then on Golden State side of things, they're pretty healthy as well, so it's difficult to kind of pinpoint one guy for the production, but I prefer Durant over Curry slightly tonight. And with that being said, Clay is also a good play for cash. I just have personal biases with Clay. I don't put him in many of my GPP lineups. Draymond picking it back up again. These guys I don't think have much upside, but they're just due to their price. But that's it for that. Yeah, that's it actually for this whole slate. So good luck tonight, and Justin and I should be back on Friday. He can focus a little bit more on FanDuel. As you guys know, I'm personally more on DraftKings, but if you're in our chat room, we're here to answer questions. So looking forward to meeting you all. Come into RotoPros.com. We have a month free trial right now. It's a long time, and we're pretty consistent with our coaching and our message here and the educational vibes we try and send out. So you don't have much to lose. Thank you, and see you guys in a few days.